Well, the Spaniards only got one action this time off their die roll. I may have had him in the wrong place in Coin instead of Alberga. He had to retreat somewhere. The Moors did. Adjacent to them, I may have mistaken because the lines are hard to see and my eyes aren't so good. But Calatrava took him. He took his position in the castle instead, and the siege was done. A little bit of losses, but the biggie is Al-Zagri has been captured. Now, he can only be returned in prisoner exchange, and that's got to be by agreement of the players. I'm not sure I see that as being a possibility, but we'll see. In a multiplayer game, obviously, making deals of that sort makes sense. But in a two-player game, I'm not sure what kind of deals of, yeah, I'll give you your leader, you give me, mine back or whatever, are gonna pass. Some games like Clash of Monarchs give you a mechanism that forces that. This, however, and War and Peace for that matter, this does not. It just leaves it up to the players. I don't see it being too likely that a captured leader is going to be released. And there's no way to free him either by, say making a raid on Cordoba or something. All right, well, we're on the Moorish turn, and I feel like I have to roll, no? Unless Amir Ali and Ali al-Attar. Hey, let's get this guy. Al-Zagri, I think. No, this is Al-Zagal. Not to confuse them. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, so I can't move this entire force to face Ferdinand, and I really want that. So I'm going to make a roll and see if I can get more than one activation. I cannot. I only get one. I'm going to pull this force out. I'm going to find my movement rates. They're probably listed somewhere. Here they are. It's only 2 for infantry. I'll move closer in. It's the best I can do, I think. Alright, well, it's looking pretty bad for the Moors right now. But we didn't have a major battle. So on a 10, the turn ends. Yeah, it's not quite a 10. So we go on to another season. So on the next Spanish turn, they left their siege artillery behind and marched down and attacked Al-Zagal. And then the Moors got a big roll, a 1, which gave them 4 actions that allowed them to move their 3 armies. But because they had infantry, they couldn't all reach Ferdinand. So Al-Zagal moved to Granada, but the rest of the army moved up to Pinos. They want to take out the siege gun. Those are kind of a rarity, so that sounds kind of cool. Now here's what's weird. I can do a surprise attack with the cav against this castle, as far as the rolls seem to suggest. So on a roll of 7 or greater, I get surprise. Looks like I do. That means the cav get to fire first, and that's a lot of cav. And I've got a bunch of leader points to boot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I got 5 dice at 7. 2, 4, 5. And 1 die at 6. And even 1 hit will work. What's the defense here? Just increasing the strength. So we get a hit. Well, we get 2 hits. We need 2. And we destroy this siege gun. And we've taken Pinos back. And that didn't feel right. But that's what happened. Before I put my Emir back on the board, before I finish that, and I couldn't leave anything in reserve because I moved all my units. Now we make a roll. On a 9 or a 10, the turn is over, and the turn is not over. It'll go forward. I'll put these units back, and then take the next Spanish turn. Well, a couple more seasons have passed, and pretty much it's been Ferdinand kind of trying to maneuver around to get into the right position to hit Al-Zagal with these other forces moving towards him, and just not a... The Moors are trying to get all their force against Ferdinand, because he's got the bigger force. At the same time, Santiago's moved forward and taken Oria. But we have kind of this movement where the castles that are taken are falling back. There's some casualties taking place. Nothing too exciting as far as I can see so far. Okay, so we finished up the last of the seasons where Ferdinand and Santiago managed to take out and capture Alzagal as well. So now the Moors are down 2 big leaders, including their best one, Alzagal. And the Moors moved on and took Zukar. However, that doesn't make much help. The season end roll came up. So now we're in that winter interphase. And let's see how this works. Of course, we wouldn't want to... Okay, so first is withdrawal, which allows... both sides to pull their leaders out into other castles. What does that mean? Jeez. You know, I don't know whether they want to or not, because we don't know where their reinforcements go yet, right? Be kind of nice to understand that completely. Let's see what we're going to get. If reinforcements happen, they're going to happen in Spain, or in an area in Spain with a road leading to the edge of the board, such as this. Okay. Ships Alcantara cavalry in Lorca or Cordoba. Well, those are these options. So we're going to have to spread our forces out a little bit. Nobody has to retreat. Everybody's sitting in controlled castles here. So I get to decide where I'm going to pull my forces out before I get my actual reinforcements. Let's see what we have. First of all, Ferdinand has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 forces. He can pull Alcandra off there. Santiago, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm going to leave Santiago's troop outside. Now, it's not commanded by Ferdinand. He doesn't have enough space to do so. I'm just pulling my leaders off. Guzman and Calatrava. Either one can command that force. So let's see what's going to happen. Santiago in Santiago area. Calatrava in Calatrava area. So I want to pull these knights out, because they're going to be the guys that I pull my reinforcements back with. Where am I going to put them? Well, Santiago... Well, let's see where my troops can show up. Alright, they can show up in lots of places. Somebody shows up in Lorca. That's the Alejandra. I'll put him in Lorca in hopes that he should get some forces there. What about Santiago? Oh. He goes in a Santiago area with a red cross. I think that's these things. I'll put him here. Uh-oh. Guzman's got to stay with his forces. I've got Cabra here. I may or may not need him. Let's see what else. The Calatrava infantry or cavalry show up in black and silver crosses. I guess that's this. I just want to be able to make sure that I can get my forces on the board if I need them. I'm going to put him back here. Basically, I'm afraid of where, of not being able to bring all my forces in, but also I'm afraid of the Moors being able to do something with that big force that they've got gathered. Ferdinand should have it kind of pinned down, but we'll see. Okay, now as to the Moorish reinforcements, the Cav show up in horsehead areas. There's a lot of them. Moorish infantry, they can show up in the same. And volunteer infantry in a port which is not blockaded. Well, I don't have a lot of leaders. And I need 2 leaders for the forces I have. I'm going to give Amir Ali, if I can find him. No, not Amir Ali. How about somebody else? Ali al-Attar is going to get these. And I'm going to put good old Bobadil down here because it's got a horse, a port, and otherwise. All right, now what? Now we count castles. How many we got? Well, only the Moorish castles have been captured, and there's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 points captured. So we'll try to remember that number. Like that. Hey. Okay, now what? Now it's reinforcements time, and each player rolls once for each column. Well, let's look at the Spaniards. Infantry. How much infantry do I get? I get 2. Now, I don't see why I would take any 3-point infantry, so I'll grab the 4-pointers. I'm allowed to take whatever I like out of them. Ship. Well, let's go to the next one. Artillery. 5. I don't get any more artillery. Cavalry. Okay. Oh, I have a -1. Hold on. I still got the 2 infantry, but I only got a 4 roll on the cav, so I only get 1 cav. I'm not doing very well is basically the thing. With only 12 castle strength points, I'm at a -1. I haven't done well enough to overcome. Okay, how about boats? Also at -1. 6, that sounds like it produces 1 for me. Now boats automatically go in area 1. I don't think boats help me much unless until the Ottomans come into this. Alcandra Cavalry is at -1. That's a 2. That doesn't give me anything. Santiago Cavalry. That's a 3. That gives me 1. I got to figure out which one's the Santiago. That's the Red Cross Knights. Okay. And then the Calatrava. I get a 7. That's 1. What's Calatrava? Those are black and silver. Okay. Well, I know the black and silver can go under Calatrava because I put him. Oh shit. I don't remember where he came from. These are under Guzman. That's where they are. Okay. So Calatrava is getting 1. And let's see. Ooh, I forgot to place him. I would have placed him with Ferdinand. That's where I wanted him. Okay. So now, let's see. What else do we have? We have this red thing. Red thing goes with red dude. Santiago. Okay. And now, I've got these other forces. I've got a cav and infantry, which can go any Spanish-controlled castle or area with a road. Well, these guys are excluded, but I can put them with Alcantara. Oops. Oh yeah, he has nothing. So I'll just put these forces with them. I could have put them somewhere else, but there aren't a lot of fortresses. Could have put them here. You can't pick forces up, though, in this. You can only drop forces off. So it seems best to put them where they'll be used right away. At least here I can maybe gather with Guzman. It's going to be tough. Okay, let's look at how the Moors combine. But the Spanish army is already looking weaker than it was because I've spread the leaders out. Okay, how about the Moorish army? Well, that didn't spread out as much because there isn't as much. First thing I roll is June Cav. Now, what is the effect here? Well, castle strength lost. I get a +2 to the die roll. That's awesome. So let's look at my cavalry. I get a 7, that gives me 3 of these. Moorish cav. Infantry, again, +2 to the die roll. I get a 4. I get 2 more regular Moorish infantry. Volunteer infantry. I think those are the same stuff. They just go someplace different. That's the only difference. So, oh, but ports lost. There are no ports lost. I don't know if the die roll modifier goes to both. So, okay, so only ports are issued here. So I rolled a 6 for volunteer infantry. I will get 1 of them. And he's got to go to a port. He'll be joining Bobadil. In fact, I think everything will be. Hopefully, there'll be enough room. And now, what about the Ottomans? It's not 1486 or later, so the Ottomans are not coming in. So now, with Bobadil, I have, well, let's see if I have, I can't build anything there, can I? That's a Moorish area, I think. So I could build infantry with them. I think I will. And I'll give Bobadil these cav, because that's the only place that I have a leader that I can place them. And that appears to be it. There's no spreading out of the reinforcements that I can see, so there we go. Now, I forgot about this. Rally. Each unit on the board that's flipped over, I get to roll, and on a 7 or higher, it recovers. And that's really it at this point, except we're going into 1482, which means Bobadil can't be next to anyone except this Al-Attar, who's up here with Amir Ali. That's not that big a deal, but he will attack his father if he can. And that appears to be all we have for rules. So I'm going to do the recovery. Might as well roll them in front of you. Nah, that's going to be too mechanically difficult. I'll just load this up. I'll probably come in at the beginning of the next turn and let you guys know what the recovery was like.